Let's get down to brass tacks. What's going on? Here we are, ready to rock and roll. Kills with me. Kill. Tonight is the night. We're going to the streets, baby.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to the streets. Talking. What's that? Talking.
The
Talking
Punisher?
about. Yay! He got there before John Bernthal, right? I'm just saying. He didn't get there before Dolph, though. Speaking of which, and I'm just gonna throw it out right. We might as well just throw it out right now. A big rest in peace to the great Chuck Norris. I wanna throw that out there. I mean, bro, it kind of it kind of started with Chuck, man. The first time I saw Chuck was in Way of the Dragon fighting Bruce Lee, and at least for me, Dad used to watch all that stuff. I mean, he still does, but the first time I saw that, I was just like, man, I want to be able to do what they're doing, and it hooked me into martial arts, and action movies, by proxy. And yeah, man, it's a huge loss for, not only Hollywood, but the martial arts community. So many communities and associations, and he did a lot for kids, bro. A lot of people don't know a lot about that, but Chuck was all around just a cool dude. He really, really was. So yeah, big rest in peace to Chuck Norris. For you guys in the chat, thank you for being with us. We appreciate that. We're going to be talking about the Purge, Anarchy, and Kill. When we talk about the Purge, we've got a couple of things that we want to set up here. Let's let's check out the good stuff here, shall we? Okay. So the Purge, Anarchy is obviously the sequel to the Purge, and man, did they really jump up. James DeMonaco again directing it, and like I said, heading to the streets. A lot of great people. Frank, Carmen, Zach. I mean, it's just like a really cool group of character actors. But the budget, check this out, Kill. The budget, $9 million. It made over $100 million at the box office.
Yes,
So
it
it's
did.
like, bro, they were not playing around with this one. And personally speaking, I thought that the concept was, it made so much sense when I was first watching it. It was kind of like, what? You know what I mean? What are we doing? But it made so much sense to me. For you guys in the chat, let us know what you think about the Purge, Anarchy. But Kill, let's start off. We got a couple talking points that we want to kind of jump at. And the first thing that I want to do is get your take on this film as far as just a quick overall. Like when you started watching it, what was going through your mind? Because it was a little bit of a shell shock situation for me.
Well, that box office, you're welcome, because I contributed my portion. I saw this in the theater. And, essentially, I kind of made this statement last week when we were talking about the first Purge movie, comparing it to Saw and then Saw 2. How you had a really good movie in itself, but then you had a second movie that just kind of blossoms this universe and shows what really is going on or what can be done in this universe.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this does. And it's one of these movies that's a guilty pleasure for me. Well, it's not a guilty pleasure. I enjoy watching this movie and I watch it periodically.
Yeah.
And you have so many great character actors, that's in this movie. Some of them are in there longer than others. Some of them you'll be like, oh, hey, I recognize that guy. He was in like the Fast and Furious movies. He's played like a Mexican gangster a few times. I recognize that guy, but you don't know his name.
Yeah.
But you recognize him in his work. And then you're like,
Yes.
oh, okay, I don't know if I could trust you in this movie. But what's so cool is, you have all these character actors and no one's phoning it in. Everyone
Right.
is going full throttle with this. They, they drank the Kool-Aid
Yeah.
and all give great performances. And it's one of those things, and I hope I'm not jumping ahead too far ahead. You get a tidbit of their life, and that's about it. That's all you need. And then you got Mr. Happy there.
Yeah.
Happy,
Right?
you know what? This movie is the Warriors.
It pretty much is, right?
It is. You got all the people dressed up and mascots and baseball teams and just dudes on buses. They're just elated. They're just like, I'm about to do it. I love it.
Yeah.
And then you got this group of people that's just trying to get back home, to Coney Island.
That's
They're just
right.
trying to get back home to Coney Island. If you know,
You
you know.
know.
Go watch the Warriors after
Yeah,
this. It's a
do
great
better.
movie.
Watch the Warriors. Do better.
But yeah, I mean, this is, and if you're a gamer, the process of this. You're trying to get from point A to point B, and
Mhm.
and the antagonists, they're just all gunning for your head. So what? Protect your goddamn neck. Listen to Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang was probably out there. It's like
Hey, yeah.
Inspector Deck. All right, so let me stop, man. All right, for you guys, let me check the chat here. We got we got Val's in the house. What's up, Val? Good
Hey,
to see
Val.
you. Hope you're doing well. Great to have you here. We got Shantae in the house. What is up?
Hey, Shantae.
Good to have y'all. It definitely, a big rest in peace to the great Chuck Norris, the great, and for any of you guys, Chuck his peak was in the 80s, especially early to mid 80s. So some folks, if you're a younger age, you may not really know his work. You might know of him, and of course all the memes and stuff. Some great stuff, man. And he actually had a horror movie as well, which we've talked about before on the channel. So, some great stuff. He was very versatile,
Hey,
really
don't
cool
forget
dude.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker, bro. Hey,
That wasn't in the
bro.
80s. So
No, it wasn't.
that was the comeback.
That's
That was
true.
hey, I'm
That's
still here.
true.
I'm Chuck.
That's true, man. I mean, for those who, watched TV, and Walker definitely had a great audience. It was on for a lot of seasons. It was a cool show, man. It was a cool show. And he was always about using action in a non-violent way, which is it's such a paradox, you know what I mean? But he was very aware of his image and little kids looking up to him and stuff. So absolutely. Shantae saying I watched the Saw movies, so we can talk about it now. See, that's what I'm talking about. You
You're all
got it.
right, Shantae.
You
Good stuff.
got it.
I
And
hope
she
you hope,
loved
hope
them.
you liked them.
She loved them. I think she had said she wasn't as big of a fan of Spiral. Oh yeah, I not too sure about Spiral and X, but I'm gonna rewatch anyways. There you go. There you go. It's all good. It's
Yeah,
all good.
hey.
And Julie's happy about it because Julie is our resident Saw fan. There you go. Gina's in the house. Good to see you, Gina. Hope you're doing well. And Ziggy. Okay, so Kill, let's go in a little bit deeper. First thing we want to talk about, and like I said, we've got this kind of segmented a little bit, but the first talking point I want to jump to is the expansion of the world, and the fact that the first film was more, like you like to say, a bottleneck film, and this one was wide open. And not only that, but it was building the mythology of the new founding fathers, and it was basically like three stories in one, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mhm.
Because obviously, like with the first movie, you were dealing with this one family, Handsome Hawk's family,
Right.
and it felt very personal. So
Mhm.
I'm not discrediting that, but I think with this one, you immediately felt kind of like the stakes were higher. Is that a way that you would kind of word it? Because that's how it felt to me.
Yeah, and on top of that, Handsome Hawk, his family was in the suburbs in a pretty
Right.
wealthy neighborhood.
Good point.
This
Good point.
one, we're in the hood. This one, we're downtown.
Right.
We're all over the city. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and like you said, you're getting the storyline from three separate, groups of people.
Yes.
A mother and her daughter, a couple that's close to breaking up, and then Grillo.
Yeah.
And they all have their own reasons for being out
Right?
this close to the purge start.
Yeah.
Some want to be out, some are already home, and some are trying to get undercover.
Yeah, I mean, you got one person that wanted to do it. You had the couple that mistakenly got caught up. And then, of course, you have the mother and daughter that they were just kind of in the wrong place. Basically, that was just the
Their
wrong
apartment
place.
building.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They
The
took
apartment.
over.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was also it was also showing how they were being targeted.
Yes.
And of course, that's the other thing that I really enjoyed about this film too, because there was a lot of commentary all over the place and it was very organic. Callie, who is the daughter character, you have the mother and daughter. You have the mother is Eva and the daughter is Callie. Callie is like learning about this world and what it's doing to those that are less represented. You know what I mean? And it was really cool to see a young person have a head on her shoulders. And of course, that was a big part of what not only helped them as the story goes along, but also for Leo or Grillo, I should say, the sergeant, the Punisher himself. I think he saw that type of specialness in Callie. And he even said, your daughter is special. You know what I mean? Protect her at all costs, basically. So it was interesting seeing all these things kind of working together. This was so wide open. But in the beginning of the film, you see Eva is basically a working mom trying to make ends meet. She wants to get a raise because she's working her ass off. She goes to the apartment after work and they're ready to hunker down for Purge Night, just like we saw in the first film. And they have an ailing father. And in this apartment complex, too, you get a little bit of the foreshadowing, just skeezy people all around, man. People trying to sell security systems, and you got
Selling
people,
guns,
you know,
machine guns on the
s-
street.
some trying to sell themselves. What you need something for the night? It's like bro, this is not the type of place you want to be on Purge Night, but that's where they live. That's the place that they could afford. And so you got that aspect right there with the mother and daughter. And then of course, like you were talking about earlier, you've got this couple, Liz and Shane, who I'll let you tell me what you thought of them in their situation. And by the way, shout out to Shane, played by
Mhm.
Zach Gilford, our boy from Mike Flanagan's universe,
Flanagan Zone.
the Flanagan Zone, House of Usher, the Midnight Club. By the way, guys, if you aren't following us on Spotify and iHeartRadio and stuff like that, we've been covering Mike Flanagan stuff, and Zach Gilford's been a big part of that. But what'd you think of this couple, Kill?
What I thought about them is they showed a another version of what can happen on Purge Night that I didn't
Right.
even think of. They were being hunted by people who catch people and sell
Yes.
people to rich people for sport on Purge Night.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we meet this couple, and I was just like, I remember when I first saw that, I was just like, whoa, my brain did not even ever go there.
Right.
So
Right.
they're a couple that they get lost, and they're
Hmm.
ended up like downtown, but they are smart. They know, okay, hey, we got to get the hell out of here. We do not want to be downtown. They stop to get some gas. They see Mr. Happy,
Hmm.
God, and his
Yeah.
crew, and they're looking shady as hell. Yep, there you go. And he even waves at them. And
Yeah.
they're just like, all right, let's get the hell out of here. As
Right.
soon as they go down the street, like maybe a few blocks, their car dies on them. And Mr. Happy and his crew sabotage them.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah,
set them
yeah.
up,
They
bro.
they set them up and they're just like, hey, don't worry, we'll catch you later,
Yeah.
literally. And essentially, Mr. Happy and his Band of Merry Men. That's what they do on Purge Night. They
Mm-hmm.
catch people and sell them. They
Yeah.
sell them to hunting clubs that like to, they want that easy kill. That they don't want to go out on their own and purge like like the Ravel. It's
Right.
this is rich people that, hey, you bring them to me, give me the best weapons, and in a safe environment where I have the upper hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll release the beast. So that was an aspect that when I saw this, I was just like, okay, they are really expanding this universe.
Yeah.
I did not think of that aspect. I
Mm-hmm.
did not, and then of course, this is while watching the first movie. Didn't think of that aspect. And also didn't think about the aspect that in not so many terms, there are rebels that are kind of getting their voice out there saying that the new founding fathers have done this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The Purge Night is, yeah, okay, release the beast, any and everything is legal, except you can't go against government officials.
Right.
They
They
are
have immunity.
they are exempt. You
Hey,
can't do
for all we know, man, they're on the moon.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
For all we
exactly.
know,
But isn't that
they are hunkered down
convenient?
somewhere.
Isn't
Of
that
course it
convenient?
is.
Everybody can get killed except government officials that they
Right.
deem exempt.
Right.
But there are
Yeah.
voices out there that, in particular, the daughter has listened to online where they're preaching that, hey, there's more to the Purge Night than we really think. And
Right.
they are preying on people who are the poorer of the
Mm-hmm.
population.
Right.
It's their way of kind of culling the herd. They even kind of
Yep.
say that.
Yeah.
So that, when I saw that, you could wonder, I wonder, is that in there? Because that train is never late. Is that in there? And they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, unfortunately, it is. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow. So once again, I know I'm talking a lot, but
No,
that's how
no,
much
no. That's
I
all right.
like this movie. But that just added a whole nother oh shit level to this, because that's no bueno. That's no good. No good.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, as far as and still kind of focused on this couple that is on the verge of breakup, Shane and oh my gosh, Liz, they're out and about. They're basically naked to the world, on them streets, literally. And the thing of it is that nothing is concrete. Everything's always changing and shifting because you never know if someone's being chased by another group or person. You got snipers on the roof. And it is everybody. You had this one lady who seemed like a regular old housewife who's become the right hand of God, and
Oh yeah.
she's just waiting for people to cross the street just so that she can shoot them. This is the world that we're talking about. So, for this couple that got stranded because of the bikers, that was like, as soon as that happened, as soon as their car started sputtering, first time I watched this film, I was like, yep, this is a bad afternoon for you guys. Because number one, they're in the wrong part of town, and it. But they're not dumb. I mean, they're smart enough to know that they got to run. They did run, so I'm going to give them some props. But that they don't know the layout of the land.
No.
They don't know exactly where is safe. I mean, they know that downtown is where most people go to purge, so they did know to avoid downtown. But I mean, you could be targeted anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it could be anyone hiding anywhere on the street behind a damn tree. It doesn't really even matter. So it was just interesting to see their part of the story. All the while, we have obviously our third and in my opinion, one of the most important aspects of this particular film, and it's our next topic we're going to talk about. And of course, that's a Grillo. I mean, look, there are certain people that you and I always are down to see in
Can,
films.
can I just interject one thing? Because
Go,
there might
go
be some
ahead.
people like, who is Grillo? Who is we
Go
we know who Grillo is. It's the actor Frank Grillo, that's his
Yeah.
actual name, and he's essentially the main protagonist here.
Yes.
He's the Punisher of
He
the
is the
Purge
Punisher.
movie.
He is,
So
man.
so when you hear us say Grillo, now you know. Okay, I'm
We
sorry, Knight.
we
Continue.
no, you're right. You got to explain some of this stuff because we're talking in code a little bit. We love this guy. I love this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, he's a
As
great guy.
soon as soon as I saw him, and of course he's been in a bunch of different things, a lot of action films, especially after this film. He's been in the Captain America movies and shit, you know.
Yeah, he
So
has.
he's not playing around. He's like in that second tier of
Yeah,
actors, you know, kind of character actors. He needs to be in the top tier though, bro. He's just got that it factor. But he's the moral anchor of this film in the sense because now it's showing you a character, like we said, he's the one character that wants to be out there
yeah,
on Purge Night. And this whole idea of a revenge driven protagonist was like, that's a great idea because he's supposed to be who we're following. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that knows what's going on. And it raises a lot of questions, you know, about justice and vengeance, of course, and all that type of stuff. But when we hear his story and we know it's about his child that was killed. We don't know the whole story, but you piece it together in the beginning of the movie because his ex-wife goes to his apartment as he's prepping up, man. He's pulling some John Wick shit, getting the guns all loaded. He's got the vest on, and the wife comes to his place. And this is like what, an hour or so before the purge begins, commencement. And she's like, "Don't do this. You don't have to do this. This isn't gonna bring you peace." Look, Grillo, he was the man. And interestingly enough, when we see the mother and the daughter get targeted, that building get targeted, first of all, that was an intense scene
yeah, it
because
was.
they almost didn't make it out of there. You know, it
They
was
were the only ones that really made it out.
that's right. You know, they basically taken from the apartment because they were the hunter wanted some specimens, you know, and we'll get to him you know, at some point soon. Anyways, your boy in the tractor trailer. But when they're pulled out of the apartment and they're basically going to be killed, this guy, let me just stop. I'm all over the place. This guy has a Gatling gun, bro. What are
Yeah,
we
he does.
doing? I mean, is it that hard to kill people that you
Hey, hey. He waited all year long and saved his money like a good little boy, and he knew I needed a Gatling gun for the Purge Night. So
bro?
look, hey, you could have saved for a Gatling gun and a tractor trailer and a little platoon of soldiers to follow you around. All right.
Oh my
This is his
god.
right. Give it to him by
Yeah.
the new founding fathers of America.
I know, man. How many times did we hear that in the movie? It's my right.
This is my right to
It's my
purge.
right. Yeah. All right. So look, they're getting pulled out of the apartment. They're about to get aced out. Grillo is driving around like to do his thing, and he basically comes and saves the mother and the daughter. And then the couple, they arrive in the same area. And so, anyways, they're all together. This is the point in the movie where we like, boom, green light, let's go. You got these 5 people that are on the street, and only one of them knows what the fuck they're doing. And then,
And,
of
and he's
course,
driving a badass car,
dude, I
like Mad
love that
Max,
car.
Mad Max style.
Yeah, Mad Max style. Look at this guy. Look at him. What what are we doing? I mean, I love John Barathol, but this is the Punisher right here, bro. This is the Punisher. This is anyways. But you know, he knows he's tactical. He knows what he's doing, you know, staying close to the buildings, watching out for snipers. He knows the layout of the city, the area that they're in. He knows where they should go. But unfortunately, when he saves the mother and the daughter, his car gets shot at and it ultimately disables the car. So this became an interesting part of the story because if they had the car kill, that would have been too easy, you know, to get to safety. So now they truly are on foot. What did you think of this setup and how it carried the story? Because now all they can do is try to go to Eva's friend's house, who has a car for Sergeant, because he needs a car. He's got business to take care of
Yeah.
before the end of the purge.
Well, essentially, we had to lose the car, or we wouldn't have had a really long movie.
That's right.
It would have been over very quickly because Grillo was on a mission. He wasn't just out there to kill everybody on Purge Night.
Right.
He had a specific target.
Yes.
But now that the car is damaged, he has to, find alternate, transportation, and against his will, he is now protecting these people, because he even for a split second was like, just keep driving.
Yeah,
just keep driving. It's none of
Yeah.
your business. But he saw the mother and daughter, and obviously he has some other issues going on with loss that he has experienced. So he did, he did the right thing and saved them. And when he does that, the couple, they see this car, so they just sneak in the car, and then so now we got the whole Scooby gang together, and they all suck. None of them would have survived 5 hot minutes without Grillo.
Right?
Because he's like, hey, watch out for traps, watch out for snipers, watch out for, like, hey, if you see a kid and they're like, hey, I need help,
don't do
could
it.
Be a trap, you got to be smart. So now he's like, okay, well, I'll help you guys, but look, I'm not just doing this out of the goodness of my heart. When we get to your friend's house, which is, a few blocks away.
Yeah,
so it's like,
it's not super far, but in this situation,
this is highly dangerous. You're downtown, you're going through goddamn Murderer's Row just to get 3 blocks or however many blocks it was. So this is highly dangerous.
This is Gotham City Unchained.
Okay? This is Arkham City. This there's no rules. There's no rules. The whole city is the prison now. The run the asylum.
New York. I love it.
And I'm sorry, I mentioned this earlier. You have roving bands of straggler people that are just going around with flamethrowers, throwing, like just crazy stuff. And then there is a bus of roided up guys that are just driving around, and they're just like gleefully looking for people to bash their heads in. And then on top of that, you have Mr. Happy and his hunters catching people. You got your boy with the Gatling gun and his platoon of mercenaries in their tractor trailer. So you got goddamn Batman in the Batmobile trying to bring back order. So it's like all of these characters are out and about, and then snipers, the lady, speaking in biblical texts, and I'm the hand of God.
Yes.
So it's like everybody's the Joker.
Pretty much.
Literally everyone's the Joker.
Hey, look, it's just like Heath said. I'm like a dog chasing my tail. I don't know what I do when I get it.
And poor Grillo.
Everyone's got plans. Gordon's got plans. I'm sorry.
No. And just poor Grillo is now, he's essentially babysitting these people who really are not built for this.
Is the only person that is got some semblance of the right stuff is the kid, Callie, because she's just tough. You know what I mean? Like she just got it, and I think that's why he takes to her. And obviously being, the daughter of a mother, and he had a son and all that type of stuff. I think he really connected with her because of that. Because she even asked him, why did you save us? And he said, I saw you guys, trying to get away, and you weren't going down without a fight. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Okay, real quick too in the chat. Let's catch up with these guys for a little bit. We've got, and I want to make sure I catch up with everyone here. And hey, good to hear this. It looks like Ziggy's doing better, recovering well, still can't jump, pleased to be home. Well, I'm glad that he's doing better, Gina. That is awesome news. And also, it looks as though we've got a channel member anniversary for Gina as well. Thank you so much. Wow, man. 34 months. This is crazy stuff, man. Thank you so much, Gina. Seriously, we appreciate you always being here and just being a big part of what we do, and just so positive. And also reminding people to hit the like button. I mean, this is crazy stuff. This is awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Seriously. and give Ziggy some snuggles for us too. Seriously, cute little thing. And Gina was also saying that she saw this one before the OG. I think it's the reason I was disappointed with the OG. This is fast paced and more action. I absolutely love Frank. We all love Frank. Yeah, I mean, this is totally different. I think that's the one thing that I appreciated is they were able to go in an interesting direction. When you have a sequel, opening up the mythology and giving us something we didn't expect, that's always a great thing, man. And this film definitely went for it. Definitely went for it. We got Paula in the house as well. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Let's see. And we've got Shabretta. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. But welcome. The Scooby Gang sucked. They all got on my nerves, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? Julie's like, oh my God, I love the Arkham City game. Right? That was so much fun. It was such a fun game.
They're still fun.
Man.
They're great.
Right? It's true. And we got Gene in the house. Hey, Gene. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We got Mary in the house. Hey, Mary. Hi, Knight. Hi, Killian. Hi, everyone. Good to have you. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. We really, really do. And I think I'm caught up. Val said, and that's why I always say every man for themselves. You stop to help someone else and just get deeper in trouble. That's right. It's true.
This is true.
It is very true. So now with the crew together, and they're basically, on their merry way. I mean, this is kind of like the whole central part of this story. But what I also enjoyed about this is that it showed a lot of the just the different walks of life just within this one group itself. And it kind of played more on what we were talking about a little bit earlier, is the whole idea of the social commentary, definitely talking about the difference in economic, overall economic stature, and the Purge is here to eliminate the poor. I mean, that's the thing that was really interesting. And so this group was kind of like that lens that they were, illustrating this with. Kill. Let me ask you this, and we talked about this last week. Okay. It's Purge Night, and some way, somehow, you are not in your house, tucked in away with your family like Handsome Hawk was in the first film. Kill, how do you survive Anarchy?
Oh man.
Right?
There's I find him. I mean, look, it's a hard thing to even think about, because no matter where you go, there could be that all it takes is that one person that sees you and that they're kind of crazy and have some sort of a weapon, and then you try to kill you. And actually, we kind of see that very soon. All it takes is one person that has a little too much something to drink, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm mad at you." So I mean, I don't know if I was actually stuck out there. Part of me would say try to hide someplace very secure, or something of that nature. But you just never know, man. You never know who might, find that hiding spot, and they're just like, "Oh, I wasn't going to kill anyone, but you crossed my path now." Right. Like Michael Myers, you crossed the shark. Yeah. And now I got to kill you. It's just, so I don't even know, man. But this is why don't even be out anywhere near. Take off from the diner that day. I know she's a working mom, but God damn. And the couple, they don't really go into too deep where they were. They were having lunch or something. I don't know, marriage counseling or couples counseling, whatever they were doing. You're cutting it way too goddamn close.
Yeah, man. Like, what's up with these people that are like I think it was either 3 hours away from Purge.
Grillo was at home loading guns.
Yes.
Grillo was at home saying hi to his his divorced wife telling her go back to
Oh,
your
to
new husband,
your family, your
your
new family.
family. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's moved on. Grillo ain't moving nowhere. Not until this night is over. Then he's gonna
No,
move,
I've
But
got business.
yeah. He's at home. So
Yeah.
like I just don't understand the logic. But then again,
Right?
if they weren't out, we wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
well, here's the thing. I mean, look, obviously, Eva and Callie, they couldn't help what had gone on. Obviously, one other thing we didn't mention too early in the film, part of what really messed them up emotionally is that their ailing father chose to leave,
yeah,
and he actually went to, like you were talking about with the rich, they actually take poor, sick, old people.
they bought him.
Um, they bought them,
Yeah.
and it was like $200,000 or something like that, 100,000 each, for Eva and Callie, and he did it because he knew he was dying and he could leave them some money, and he's like, live your best life and please be safe. Now, every year, this was the 6th annual purge, as far as I remember in this film.
Mhm.
So every year that Callie and Eva had gone through this, it usually went well, just like Handsome Hawk and his family in the first film. Um, so they couldn't help what went on because their place was raided, and they didn't even know that. Obviously, they didn't know that was going to happen. But we come to find out that, yeah, the government, your boy, the butcher, the hunter, he was tapped into like military specs and shit. I mean,
Mhm.
like they knew everybody. They know where we are right now. That's how tapped that's how tapped in they were. And it's like, what is going on? Big Daddy, the leader of the death squad. That's who he was. So the mother and daughter, I kind of give them a pass. Grillo is Grillo, we know that. But the couple, that's the situation. So, assuming if I was in that situation, how to survive anarchy, I mean, look, it would not be an easy thing whatsoever. A lot of it is going to be luck. I mean, even
Yeah.
Grillo had luck. He was tactical, but he had luck. And fortunately, he had
Mhm.
weapons. If you're out there, first of all, and that's the other thing too, like their car breaks down, bro. Living in the world that they live in and driving somewhere on Purge Day or Purge Night, I would have had a weapon in the vehicle. That's number one. Weapons
Yeah.
in the vehicle. That's number one. So my car breaks down, but I got weapons. I'm gonna do exactly what they did. I'm not gonna go downtown. I'm gonna try to get to somewhere to hunker down. If I don't know anyone in the city, you got to just get to somewhere where you can hide, wherever that may be. You got to watch out for snipers. You got to stick close to the walls. You got to move quick. You can't just be lollygagging. This is when fitness comes into play, folks. Just just like any horror movie, you have to know how to run. And if you do not, then you are in trouble. You're already down a peg. So that's kind of where my mindset would be. First thing is, if I was driving, because that's really the only out of the three groups, that this film depicts, it was the couple that were in the shit. They should have had weapons in that vehicle. So when it broke down, they were ready to rock and roll. And the
Mhm.
other thing too, like cell phones, like they were trying to call people, no one would come to get them, no one would tow them. But bro, if I'm living in that type of world, you and I, the cousins, tight knit friends and stuff like that, we are all in communication on Purge Day. We're all keeping track. We're all making sure we're all accounted for. And we're all telling each other, get the fuck off the street hours before it even starts, and hopefully we
Mhm.
hunker down together. That's neither here nor there. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my game plan. It's tough though. I mean, if you're out in the streets, that's what made this movie just so intense. Because, like you said, you just never know. You just
Yeah.
never ever know. All right, let me jump back to the chat real quick too, just to see how things are going with everyone. Let's see. I want to catch up. And Val, thank you so much for putting the links in the chat. We appreciate that so much. And Mary saying, is that about your dad not doing great? He's okay, but his health is not good. Well, we hope that he gets better, Mary. Jeez. Much love, and yeah, Val, that's exactly, you guys are just right ahead of it. Definitely sending prayers. Absolutely. Hope that he feels better soon. Kill. So now let's get to kind of the centerpiece of this film. They're going through the city. They got close calls multiple times. Um, you would think that once you get to an area where you can hide, that you might have safety, but you gotta look out for traps. You got bear traps and stuff. The bear trap catches Shane, so he's hurt. You go into the tunnels. What was it? It was basically like a sewer system, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You'd think that that might be a good place to go. Well, you know who else thought about that? A lot of the homeless people and people that just don't have anywhere to go. What did you think about that scene? Because that's where it really got crazy. And like you were mentioning earlier, you got people on four wheelers with flamethrowers. Just this is a party for them. It's like a bunch of frat parties or something going on here.
Yeah, I mean, they're loving it just as much as the polite stranger from the first
Yes.
movie. Him and his band of merry guys and girls that were just, crazy, having fun, laughing, giggling, horsey
Yeah.
back rides. So if you're out in this, you are a little insane in some way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
you know, or
Agreed.
you or you're going through a lot of grief like Grillo
Yeah.
is. Um, and everyone, I mean, the name of the movie is Anarchy anyway. So,
Hmm.
the people that are out, some of them are loners, like the
Hmm.
girl who's a sniper with the biblical
Right?
stuff, or it's just a bunch of insane people that, hey, you guys want to get together and just get in this giant bus with us and go murder every person we see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a flamethrower. Dude, bring it. Can I bring a chainsaw? Bring it. I got a metal rake. Can I bring that? That'll hurt someone. Like, seriously, they were just, any and everything. It was like Jason Voorhees, how he'll kill you any which way he can. That's
Right.
how they were rolling. And,
Oh
you get that
man.
many like-minded people together, that's some scary stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It was some scary stuff, man. And the thing of it is that like I said, anything can happen. Anything goes. Anything goes. But when they're in that subway or whatever, and they see all the homeless people and the flamethrower people, and Shane tries to step up because they do have some guns. Um, and Shane tried to step up, but he got shot, he got hurt. And so it's like, okay, now we got someone that is not going to be able to move that well. And so they finally make it to the friend's house, Tanya's house, right? And it's like, okay, you're thinking everything's cool, really cool family. It's Tanya, her sister, her father, uh,
Husband.
husband. Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. The sister and her husband, Tanya's father, and I think a brother. I can't remember. But anyways, everyone's friendly. Let's have something to eat. Let's relax. You can change your clothes. I was like, wow, this group of people, this is where you want to be. And supposedly, it's time for Grillo to get a car so he can take care of his business. And then guess what? No car. I was like, oh wow, shrewd move, because Eva was telling him, I had to use you. We wouldn't have survived without you. And man, what a scene. I mean, it was it was tough, man. What did you think when that came about? And of course, the big twist at this point in the story.
Well, I can't really blame the mother for
Of
doing
course.
that. I mean, you're
Right.
you're out there, you already got captured because everyone in your apartment complex got killed.
Right.
Um, this man saved you from eating a bullet. You were this close to you and your daughter
Hmm.
dying.
Yeah.
So she said and did what she had to do. She
Hmm.
lied, she lied to him, but you know, would he have done anything differently to save his child? I doubt it.
Right.
So he is upset, but I truly believe a part of him, he gets it. He gets it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fool me once, you got me, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course, like I kind of mentioned a little earlier, it is Purge Night.
Yes.
Anything is legal, and when you mix jealous sisters and
Bro, I couldn't even
alcohol,
believe this. Yeah.
oh man, stuff pops off very fast.
This is like the finale of a season of Cheaters or something, bro. It's like what are we doing? It was crazy. Tanya is sitting there. She has a couple of drinks, and Grillo, when he was in the bedroom changing, he could see her in the bathroom taking some pills and taking a drink. And Grillo knew. He knew. He's like, yeah, your friend is acting a little sketchy. I'm gonna get out of here. He was gonna leave on foot.
Yeah,
That's
he was.
that's the type of G he is in this film. He was
He's like,
going
I
to.
got places to be.
Yes, he was about to go back in the fire willingly with a smile. No, not a smile, but you know what I'm saying. And so you've got Tanya, who's, getting tipsy or whatever, goes to her brother-in-law, basically, saying, hey, let's dance. They don't mind. We're just hanging out and type of stuff. And bro, next thing you know, you see the sister walk into the living room with a gun and boom. And this wasn't no pistol, bro. This was an automatic. This was like some serious stuff, right? And shoots the sister. Can you believe that? It was crazy. And she's like, I know you guys are cheating, and blah blah blah. And the husband's begging and all that. And it's like, wow, man. So, anyways, it just goes to show how this world, and of course this night, this annual night, really, it's messed up. Yeah, this is about the best thing I can say. It's
Is
totally
it
messed up.
anarchy?
It was total anarchy. He could have called this one chaos. You know what I mean? Joker said. Real quick in the chat, we got game in the house. So in the purge, if someone gets shot 1 minute before the time is up for the purge, and then time is up and the person dies, was it against the law? I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, if
Probably.
if you got shot
Yeah.
before the alarm saying the purge is over,
I would assume it's okay.
it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's think back to the first movie. Handsome Hawk got stabbed up a little bit before the end of the purge, and they held pressure, and we do believe Handsome Hawk survived. So
yeah. I mean, I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we also have Sarah in the house. What's up, Sarah? Good to see you.
Hey, Sarah.
36 months as a channel member. Amazing. 3 years, bro. Time flies. I mean, it really, really does. There's no doubt about it. To even think that, gosh, when I really sit back and think about that, 3 years of having folks be a part of the membership is crazy. Sarah saying these movies are so underrated. I'm so happy you are talking about them. We're happy too, and definitely I knew that you were a fan of these movies, and it's some great stuff. It's very underrated. I think that this film, as much as I enjoy the first film, I'm just going to jump ahead now. As much as I enjoy the first film, this one like just doubled in enjoyment. And it's not even because the first one isn't good, because I really think the first one is really, really good. I love it, right? But this one just like basically opens the door and just says, go ahead, go nuts. Literally. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's kind of get to another turning point. So the sister is going off. You got Grillo to the rescue, and everything's happening, man. It's crazy. And he basically says, let's get out of here. He gets them outside, and then Kill. At this point in the film, I'm thinking, well, what else can they do? Where else could they go? Because this was kind of a safe haven of sorts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what else can you do, man? Well, guess what? There's a lot of hunters out there, man. And sure as shit, you got your boy What did you call him earlier?
Mr. Happy.
he, he said
Yep.
God himself. I mean, this is the part of the story that really it caught me off, because it's like, well, what do you do now? Because I thought that they were just there to kill people, but no, they were actually there to round up people, like you said, selling the groups to people and stuff like that. What did you think about this aspect of the story? Because this was kind of, again, it was a different turning point. It was like they had a twist, and then the twist with the sister, and then this. It's like,
Yeah. Once again, this is just another aspect of this universe and this world that
mhm.
I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
There would be people out there that round up innocent people, they catch them and then
Mhm.
sell them to people who want to hunt them for sport, but they want to do it in a safe way. They don't want to go out
Yeah.
into downtown where everyone's killing, because then there's a chance they may die. No, 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 no. They're gonna go to a nice secure building, you know, spare no expense.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And they're gonna be sipping champagne, eating,
Yeah.
Michelin star meals, and oh, it is time for tonight's entertainment. Okay, and they're bidding.
Yes.
They're
It's an
bidding.
auction,
It's
kinda.
an auction. Hey, we got a new fresh batch coming in.
Yeah.
They're about this age, two males, two females. They would be great for hunting sport. Can I get an opening bid? And so once again, what are we doing? What are
Right?
those? Like, and it just goes to show you this world in this movie.
Mhm.
And they say it time and time again. If you don't see the signs, I don't know what more you have to see. It is
Yeah.
about the haves and the
And the
have-nots.
have-nots. Yes.
And it just it's so even in the group, and we kind of talked about the group that we're following. You have the couple. We don't really know financially where they are on the spectrum, but they did have a vehicle and they seem like,
Mhm.
just maybe middle class people.
Yep.
Then we have the mother and daughter, single mom. She's working at the diner, crazy shifts. They're making ends meet, but clearly it's tough. And
Mhm.
then you got Grillo. We don't really know his situation too much, but we know he has an expense account for weapons.
Yeah, he does.
Hey,
Yeah, he
he's
does.
been saving up for
Yeah,
this,
right.
and actually, there's something to that. He has been planning some stuff for about a year.
Oh,
So
man,
so
yeah.
so he has been calculating some things. But
Yeah.
once again, just in the dynamic of this group that we're following, they're all over the map on being a have or have not, or in the middle, and so forth. And that is just the dichotomy of this movie. The have nots are hiding, or they're
Mhm.
out there venting their frustration by releasing the beast, or they're being hunted for sport and rounded up. And then the haves are sitting back eating steak, like just
Right?
chilling. And they may kill, they may not, they may have Handsome Hawk security system, or they
Mm-mm-mm.
may go to the auction.
Yeah. I mean, this auction was crazy, man. I mean, you got the lady who was basically selling it. I mean, it was like, what is going on? We come to find out that all of the people captured, including our group here, they're put into this room. This is like the wackest version of laser tag that I've ever seen in my life, except if you lose, you die. Okay. Hey bro, I kept saying this to Coriander when we were watching it for this episode. There's some fucking cheaters in this damn movie, in this whole
Yeah,
universe. A lot of cheaters. It's like, okay, you rounded people up. Okay, all right, that's fine. Whatever. They're being hunted.
you want them to
They
fight fair?
they don't have weapons. Okay, bro, you got to turn off the lights, and
Yeah.
you have night vision goggles,
Yeah.
military grade. Look, I was like, these
Yeah.
guys, it's so pitiful. It pisses me off. It's like, fight fair, do better. But Grillo ain't
It's
playing around.
look, this movie is Ready or Not before Ready or Not.
It is, isn't it? It is. Shout out to
Yeah.
Ready or Not.
Shout out to
Uh,
Radio 9.
but I mean, look, it's not fair at all. Grillo's like, okay, let's hunker down, stay here. I got to get one of them. I loved it when he said that. He said, I love Frank. He's like, I got to get one of them so I can get a weapon. That's smart. That's what you got to do. And sure as hell he did. Some great. By the way, I want to give credit to the choreography. The fight choreography was really good. You know me, Kill. I really key in on that type of stuff in any of these films that we watch. It was very believable. It was very well done. It was crisp. So he gets a weapon. He gets the night vision goggles, and then basically we have like a 4-minute John Wick movie is basically what we have.
Pretty much.
Grillo taken out. He took out like I think 4 or 5 of them. And he got a couple of night vision goggles, gives them to the group, and he even says, light them up. And it's like, yeah. So, the group is fighting back, and it was kind of cool. But then it was like, all of a sudden, when they took out everybody, the lady's like, we need reinforcements. They killed them. They killed them all. I'm like, you bunch of losers.
She called security.
She had to call security. What is that? That's like, we're on the playground playing hide and go seek, and it's like, no, let's stop. I don't want to play anymore. What are we doing? You had like 80,000 guys coming into the room. Not 80,000, but I'm like, man, it is over. Fortunately, though, just when you thought all is lost, our boy Carmelo comes in to save the day. The same person, the revolutionary that Callie had been watching in the beginning of the film. And he's basically, underground, rebel with a cause, just trying to tell the truth to everyone, how you have to fight. We have to oppose the new founding fathers and all that type of stuff. Played by the great Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, amazing character actor. But he comes in with his crew, and they save the group, except for our boy Shane. Our boy Shane got shot up, which was messed up. Yeah. What did you think of that scene when we get to that point, when Carmelo and the crew come in? He's like, hey, look, let me say one thing though. And he was like, what did he say? He said, fuck the founding fathers. I was like, this is like reminiscent of like Public Enemy or NWA. What are we doing?
Look,
it all came true.
So happy because he was like, fuck them all.
Yeah.
And him and his guerrilla unit of rebels, they come in and they save them at the last minute.
Yes.
And it was van glorious.
This is protected by the that was good, man.
Thank you.
I should use that as a clip. Nobody's gonna know what we're talking about. And if they do, then we got to give them something. But that was great.
But yeah, like finally, the tables have been turned. And like you said, like, you guys are cheaters. You're calling security. And not only cheaters, security, they turn all the lights on.
Yeah.
So security can see
yes.
This group of what? Four people?
Yes, 4, because Shane got shot.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you cheating sons of bitches. And while security is coming in, all the rich people are leaving. They're
they run.
Time to go back to my mansion. It was a good purge night until these people had to fucking live and fight back.
Right.
And Carmelo comes in, and him and his boys don't ask questions. All they know is you're cool, you're cool, you're cool, and you're cool. Kill the rest. And they're just like are lighting the security guards up.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
Yep. They get their comeuppance.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I love it because then the group, and I kind of thought this might happen, but at this point is when you kind of see the separation of sorts, because Shane gets killed and Liz says, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna finish this with Carmelo's group. And I'm like, all right, I get it. And
he wants to fight.
Yeah, and Grillo kind of looked at Carmelo, and they both kind of nodded. And so now it's Grillo and the mother and daughter, Eva and Callie, and they need a car. They need to get out of this place. And they find the old lady who is the auctioneer. Frank gets in her face. He has the gun. I should just kill you right now. Remember me. Remember my face. And I'm just like, yeah, she's not gonna be doing that auctioning shit anymore, is she? You know what I mean? If she's smart. If she's smart. I don't know if she's smart
I
enough.
don't know.
But this was kind of
A year is a long time away.
12 months is a long time, you know, and you know winter is coming, you know. So if you know, you know. So listen, Grillo still got time. He said there's still time. This was the act. This was the part of the movie that I'm not gonna lie. I know this is gonna sound messed up, bro. Don't make fun of me. This was kind of the emotional part of the movie, and I've seen this movie quite a few times. I really enjoy this movie, but we were watching it, and I was getting a little, I was feeling the emotion there because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Callie is so invested in this, basically a stranger, but someone who's saved her life and her mother's life and other people's life through this night, and was
A few times.
begging him a few times, a number of times. She was begging him not to do this. And and the mother did too, Eva. And he was just like, let go of me, and he pulled up to the house, and then he explained it. He said 12 months ago, this person in that house killed my son. He was way past the alcohol limit, and he got off on a technicality. 2 weeks ago, I disabled his back barricade. I was like, wow. He gets out of the car and he marches in, and bro, when he goes in there, I was just like, wow, man. He gets a knife out of the kitchen, and he nudges the guy. The guy's in bed with his wife. He nudges him and basically, puts him to the floor, and he's like, do you remember me? Do you know what you took from me? It was like I don't know, like a 10-minute scene at least, maybe 12 or 13 minute. But anyways, bro, what did you think the sergeant was going to do?
I mean, that was his target all night long.
The whole night.
That
That's
was
the
the
only
end
thing.
game.
Yeah.
We didn't exactly know why until he says it. And I'm not going to sit here and say it was right,
Right.
what he was going to do, but in this world where stuff is legal, and he's feeling hurt, he's feeling
Mhm.
loss. Loss of a child, that's a serious thing. And who
Yeah.
knows, obviously, what dark place he's gone to himself in his grieving process. His wife is grieved in her way, but she has
Mhm.
kind of moved past it and started a new family and got remarried. He
Right.
has not. you know he became Batman. So it's
He
I mean,
became
some people lose
Batman.
parents, some lose a son, man. Hey,
Hey,
you know
either
but
way.
this was a very interesting part of the movie, a very emotional part,
Yeah.
because he wants the guy to look him in the face, and he wants him to know why he's doing this and why he's about to die.
Yeah.
It's not just some random crazy person that just wants to kill you. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
You know who I am. You know what you got away with. You have
Yeah.
a family here. You're sleep with your wife. So he wants to do it, but he's still also a really good man. He's a good
Yeah.
person at heart. He's just hurting. And the mother and daughter couldn't talk him out of it. Only
No.
he could talk himself down from it,
Right.
which he
Right.
does at the 0 hour.
The 0 hour, 0.1 seconds, bro. And it was interesting because the way the film is shot, I thought it was done really well too, because you don't know at first. And he walks out of the outside of the house, and he's totally like, he's all fucked up. You could tell. And then all of a sudden, bam, the
Night of the
shot.
Living Dead.
Yeah, bro. They Dwayne Jones him. What are we doing? You are not George Romero. He gets shot right in the gut and in the shoulder. And I'm like, who the hell did that? And you know who you know who did it? Our boy from the beginning of the movie, well, the first third of the movie, Big Daddy from the Death Cult. And he was like, yeah, we've been following you. We found out who you were, and it was easy to tell where you were going to be, and blah, blah, blah. And he's sitting there and he's grinning. He got a big cheesy grin and all that. I'm like, bro, please, somebody get this guy. What are we doing? All of a sudden, right before he was about to kill the sergeant, he gets shot. And it's like, who did it? It was the guy that he came there for, that Grillo came there for. And
Mhm.
so, that says a lot. So obviously, and we didn't see whatever took place between Grillo and the guy when he had him on the ground inside of the house, but obviously there was an understanding of sorts. And
Yeah.
so this guy saved the man that was going to kill him. And you'd think that would be it. All of a sudden, out of the woodworks comes Cobra, all these military grade people with masks and shit. And all of a sudden, it's like it's like Wild Wild West time, the Hateful Eight. It's like the mother and the daughter come over and they got guns drawn. And it's like, who's going to blink first? And all of a sudden, you hear the horns, and the purge is over. It's like, wow, what
See you
is
next
going
year.
on? Same bad time,
you
same bad channel.
next year. I owe you.
You're gonna remember me for 12 months. And it was crazy. And so, it was interesting because in the first movie, when this part of the of the story came, it was pretty much over. But for this one, I thought it was really cool because basically at this point, throughout this whole movie, Callie has been kind of more of the force between her and her mom. You know what I mean? More the let's go and do this. All of a sudden, the roles reversed. And Eva, the mother, is like, Callie, let's get him up. Let's get him up. Because Frank is injured. We got to get him to the hospital. She's like, do you have a car? The guy who was the target this whole movie. They get in the car and they're helping him, man. And like the way that they did it, it was cool, man. Even Callie was holding his hand. They held each other's hands. She's holding Grillo's hands and basically saying, you saved us all night. Now let us save you, or something like that. And I was just like, you guys are all right.
Yeah,
You guys are all right. And that was the end of it. And of course, just like in the first film, you got Walter Cronkite basically giving us the tally at the end on the news. 8,000 people died, and bro, it is crazy. They really build out this world in this film. I mean, they did in the first film too, but giving you a sense of what it would be like to live in this world. It's scary as shit.
Yeah.
What final thoughts on what you thought of the finale?
Oh, I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
And it just shows that his reasonings for being out there, which at first, some of the people in the group that he was protecting was like, hey, look at him, he's out here because he wants to be. Can we trust this guy? Like,
right.
He's like, I can hear you.
Yeah, he said, I can hear you. Yeah.
But it's just very interesting. Once again, what I love what the director did here is he gives us tidbits of all of these people's lives. And Grillo in particular, you get tidbit here, you get a little bit more story here, and then he finally reveals right before he goes into the house at the end why I was out here fully. And it works. It works because there's really not a lot of fat on this bone.
Yeah.
And the ending, it actually has a lot of parallels to the ending from the first movie.
Right.
Because the family in the first movie was saved by the guy that they saved.
Yeah.
And they were saved by the gentleman that they got in trouble for saving. He's the one that actually saved them at the end. So once again, by Grillo not killing the guy who, accidentally killed his son, but got away with it on a technicality, he saved Grillo at the end. And this little makeshift little nucleus that he has discovered with the wife, with the mother and daughter, they're going to help make sure that he gets saved by taking him to the hospital.
Right.
So it just really goes to show, once again, just like in the first movie, that person that you decide not to kill or allow to be killed can come back and pay you back.
It's true, man.
I just know, Knight, and I made this joke last week, I'll just say it again. If I was in this world, I would be the most polite person. If you try to, you want to take my parking spot, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey, oh no, I wasn't in line for my burger. You go right ahead because
No, you
I don't
go
want
ahead.
anyone holding that over me for a year.
Right?
Like, hey, that's the guy that wouldn't let me take his
Right?
parking spot.
That's just like the guy in Eva's apartment complex. You walk past me every
Yeah,
day acting like I ain't shit. Well,
yeah.
tonight I am.
Because
It's
he
my
wanted
right.
to date her. He wanted to
Right?
hang out with her. He said, "Hey, do
Bro,
you want me to come up to your apartment tonight and just hang out with you to protect you
it's
and your
crazy,
daughter?" She
man.
was
It's
like, "No, we're
crazy.
good. We're good." So now
It's
he's like,
crazy.
"I'm a purge."
Yeah. My right. Hey, also shout out to your boy the stranger from the first film because he was a part of Carmelo's group,
Yes, he
Dante
was.
Bishop. So
Yes, he
there was
was.
that small little connection to the first film. As soon as I saw him, I was like, bro, he was the one that got into Handsome Hawk's house.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was
Mhm.
cool. Um, Real quick in the chat as we wind this down, Shantae saying, does it continue to the next one? After listening, I'm fairly positive I haven't seen Anarchy. You got to watch this thing, Shantae.
You
Seriously,
got to
listen.
watch Anarchy, and
Yes.
there is some continuing threads with a character
Yeah, that's
into
all.
the next
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, take our words of advice, just like with Saw. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
watch this movie, even though we talked about it, but it's a great one, man. It
Yeah.
is a great one, seriously. Let's see. She's like, okay, I'm trying to figure out what the other one was that I've seen. Definitely seen the first one. All right, there you go.
Cool. Yeah.
Carrie's in the house. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Hope
Hey.
you're doing well. All right. Um, so yeah, man, this film, I think it was really good. And it's crazy, man. I'm gonna say this real quick. I know we're wrapping up, but man, when I think of sequels, especially when you're talking about in the horror genre, there are a couple of movies that jump up into my mind, pretty quick. Bro, this is for me, like rewatching it, and of course we've talked about this before, just personally. Bro, this is a great sequel. This is a great
Yeah.
example of an awesome sequel. I
Yeah.
mean, it took all the elements from the first film and it just magnified it. It opened up the mythology. It gave us some great characters. It gave us some great character depth. Like,
Mhm.
bro, we had again, I'm not going to rehash it, but three different groups of people doing stuff or trying to survive together on Purge Night,
Mhm.
and I thought that was, and it was a great balance. Like,
Yeah.
I got a sense of uh Eva and Callie. I got a sense of Liz and Shane, and obviously we get a sense of Frank Grillo as Sergeant. Man, I mean, it was a really well done movie, and justifiably so. Being able to make as much money as it made, man. I mean, 100 million, bro. Like,
Mhm.
that's not chump change. That's not
No.
that's not a duck walk. That's no duck walk. Um, Carrie saying, I've only seen the first Purge with Ethan Hawke. I need to watch the other ones. I just missed this channel. I just missed this channel. I'm just hanging out. Well, we miss you too. Thank you for being
Yeah.
here. Seriously. We really appreciate it, Carrie. And the next Purge movie. Well, first of all, you should see this one, Carrie. Shantae, Carrie. I'm telling you, you guys should watch this movie. I think we both really, really enjoy this film, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great mix of the horror and you've got these intense moments and you've got some action involved. um the commentary is there and it's organic. It feels real. It's awesome. You guys should definitely
Mhm.
watch it and get ready for election year, which is the third Purge film, and we're definitely going to be talking about that. Keep your eyes open to see when we talk about that. So get ready, guys. Get ready. And Val saying shit, we could do a watch party for this one since I haven't seen it either. Guys, you haven't seen the Purge movies? Wow.
Mm.
Hey, but you know what? I mean, seriously, that's why we're so happy to talk about it. Because it doesn't seem like it gets that much
No.
light. It's
No.
very underrated. And as soon as we decided we were going to do this, we were like, well, yeah, let's do this. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that are just, they don't have that connection to the Purge, but it's a great franchise,
Yes.
some really good stuff. Shante said, just notices on Apple TV. I may splurge to pay for them. There you go. It's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. We definitely think it is. Okay, so anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. And, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps us out. We appreciate that. Also, if you're not following us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or iHeart or anything like that, make sure you guys do that. Help us out. We really appreciate it. Give us a follow, a rating, and a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts, we would appreciate a review. That would help us out quite a bit. And that would be really cool as well. Also, real quick, just to thank you so much. You both are the best. Duratan, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Good to have you here. So we will catch you guys next time. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.